with no beginning and no end. Life is short, art long, opportunity fleeting, experiment perilous, judgment difficult. Hippocrates, circa 460 to circa 370 BCE. Greek physician and the father of medicine. About this book. This book is compiled from all the experiences and conversations I have had with creative people since I was shown the joy of making things. I adore books, and in particular books that aim to inspire thinking, so it has been a pleasure to write about what I've learned. I am well aware that a book such as this can only be a helpful tool and not a source of real culture, which can only come from the soul. This book is not a creative power, but a conversation to add to those wise provisions of tools that nature has equipped us with. I want the book to be like a telescope or microscope, assisting the study of your creative life, revealing unimagined wonders. For years I was told that being well-read made you a good conversationalist. I was not a great reader or writer, but for some reason, every knit project gave me something new to say. I now realise that the real sources of knowledge are not just books, but life, experience, feeling, acting, and making. Knitting and talking about knitting educates me about life. I'm pretty sure that if you're planning to read this book, you are already an enlightened knitter, with your roots dug in the love of materials and your thinking soul yearning to produce beautiful things. As you continue to ride on this wisdom, my wish is that this book can help you reflect on what is happening in your hands, in yourself, and all around you, hopefully echoing my simple investigations in your own unique way. How to observe. Knitting, like mindfulness, offers a great lesson in how to observe. When we learn to knit, we must look at the stitches and pattern very carefully, keeping a sharp eye on what we are actually doing. We must try to relax at the same time, watching our hands create an even tension. It may sound strange, but in learning to knit, it can be easy to forget that we are doing the knitting. We must be the ones in control. The 3 words, how to observe, also guide us through our development of mindfulness. Concentrating on our breathing and deportment, we learn to monitor our thoughts while relaxing at the same time. Again, it is easy to forget that we are doing the thinking and we must be in control of our thoughts. Capture thoughts as they fly through the mind. Count stitches as they fly through the fingers. Both of these tallies can be kept in order. With a tidy head and functional knitting, we can find peace of mind and something more. Curing boredom. If you are interested in knitting, the likelihood is that you are not idle. Knitters tend to have no time for nonsense or any stimulus that wastes time in dead-end titillation. Knitters rarely suffer from boredom. Having said that, we have all been relieved to knit through a boring situation. My granny says that boredom is dangerous because it can only be relieved, but not cured, by adding something. It is easy to smother boredom with unceasing activities, making it appear that we live life to the full. But does it actually relieve the boredom we are covering up? For me, knitting works as a cure for boredom because it provides the space to ask how the boredom arrived in the first place. Once we have drifted off into our repetitive state, we can ask ourselves, is boredom a symptom of wanting to be someone else? To be somewhere else? Or is it simply about not accepting that we are really here? Answering these questions while actually making ourselves a knitted gift is certainly a cure. The more we practice the acceptance and joy of being in the here and now, with production going on in our hands, the less likely it is that we will ever experience boredom again. Clothing your loved ones twice. My biggest appreciation in writing this book is evaluating how much mindful knitting exhibits double the work on show. The touchable aspect, the knitting, is easy to talk about, because it is there. The invisible aspect of mindfulness puts on a show in a heavenly, abstract way, which others perceive, but perhaps